Hello my fellow creators, and welcome to my YouTube channel and to the Creator Collective Goals Hop. I'm so excited to introduce you to some of my amazing crafty friends who inspire me every day. Let me show you what I'm going to be playing with today. So I decided to make a couple of cards using some goodies from my October 2025 Spellbinders Clubs. So I used the clear stamp of the month for one of the sentiments, and trying to remember if I used the die. I don't think I used the die. I actually used this. Now this is not part of the clubs, but this is this hot foil plate so that I could foil with a leftover foil when I glimmer. I used the glimmer of the month. This is the Magic Wonderland glimmer plate, and it is absolutely gorgeous. That's what I use to make my backgrounds. And then I used the die of the month, which is Snow Day Friends. So I did a lot of the assembly of my dies ahead of time so that you didn't have to sit through a 2-hour video of me putting together these very small dies. But what I did do with the dies, in order to save a little bit of time, I just cut everything for the small die of the month out of white cardstock, and then I went in with my alcohol markers and colored them in. So here's one of the little cute characters, and I think that saved me a little time from having to place different, little pieces of cardstock on with the coordinating die. So cut them all in white and then just colored them in with my alcohol markers. And then I made my glimmer backgrounds, and for these I used some glimmer foil I had in my stash, this variety pack. It is the Satin Pastels variety pack. So I used this I used the teal one and I think this lavender one. So I used those to glimmer, and then I cut out my panels using these stitched arch dies that I have in my stash. And so I did this one on white, and then with the leftover foil, I foiled on black cardstock. Now in this one, you can see it didn't foil perfectly, but it was fine because I knew I was going to use it as a background layer. So you can still see kind of the foil on that section. So I did that twice. I did that with the teal, and here it is with the lavender. But this one I did both on white. So the leftover foil I did on white as well as the initial foil. And this one I didn't do a very good job of. I can probably clean that up a bit, maybe with some of this tape. If you get some tape and kind of lift up, it'll lift up some of that excess foil. But you know what? I'm not going to be too worried about it. I'm going to let that go. And then I have my card bases ready to go and all the bits and pieces. So while I put together my cards, I'll tell you a little bit about today's hop. So today my teammates and I, who are all a part of the Creator Collective, are celebrating by hopping across Instagram and YouTube to hit our next personal milestone, and we would love for you to join us. If you're looking for fresh ideas, some fun tutorials, or just some creative energy, be sure to check out everyone on this hop. Again, both on Instagram and on YouTube. Now, we do have lots and lots of prizes. In fact, it's over $1,000 worth of sponsored prizes to give away. For a chance to win, all you have to do is fill out the form that's listed in the description box. One of the prizes is actually a D-stash box from me, which is valued at over $400 of crafty goodies. Some of them new, some of them gently used, but all of them adorable. I'll add a link to a live replay of mine where I shared what was in all of my D-stash boxes. Now you can enter for every video you watch on this hop. You just need to correctly answer what crafty tool the designer said they can't live without. And I'll share what my crafty tool is later on in the video. Winners will be announced live on YouTube with Lynn of LV Handcrafted after the 27th of October. You don't have to be there live to win, but you will have 48 hours to claim your prize, so make sure to watch to see if you've won. Now, I have included a link to a playlist with all the videos on this hop in the description box. I'll also link to the goodies I've used to make today's cards, just in case you want to take a peek. Now, my goal is a small goal, in my opinion, compared to so many of my crafty friends. My goal is to hit 3,000 subscribers on YouTube before the end of this year and 1,000 followers on Instagram. So let's see if we can get me that push to get to 3,000 before December 31st, as well as get everyone else to their goals before December 31st. That would be amazing. Now, when I cut out my background panels with the arches, I did it with both arches, the two different sizes, so that I could end up with a little frame here. Wasn't sure what I would use it for, but I think what I want to do is add it to the inside right here and then add a little sentiment here. So I think that's what I'll do. Wouldn't it be lovely to just add that giant Christmas tree there? Okay, so I have two different colors here. I have Lovely Lavender and Wild Lilac. I'm going to start with Lovely Lavender and see if that looks okay there. And if not, then I'll go in with the darker Wild Lilac. I like it. I think I'm going to leave it. And then we'll go in on our other card with some sea glass. So let me get this one ready to stamp. Alrighty, so here are my two completed cards using some of the clubs from the October 2025 Spellbinders Clubs. I usually get the caboodle, which is all the different clubs, so I have fun playing with all the different goodies. This one is more in a teal version, so this had the teal foil and the little snowman. You see I did add a few details with my white gel pen on the hat, the jacket and the scarf, also on the boots. So I added that. And then on the inside, I used that leftover frame, and then I used that large stamp from the Stamp of the Month to stamp on the inside. And that just says a very Merry Christmas to you. And then on the other card, this is more of a lavender version. I did the Christmas tree, and I added some the ornaments in like a holographic paper. You can kind of see there, that's shiny. And again, added some details with my white gel pen on our little child here that's oohing and awing over that Christmas tree. I did use the glimmer sentiment that came in that Glimmer of the Month, and it just says Merry and Bright, and added it. And also I popped up the front layer of our snow on both cards on some foam tape to kind of give it a little bit of dimension. And again, all I did was cut for these characters, the little boy and girl, or two little girls or two little boys, whatever you want them to be. I cut it all out in white cardstock and just colored them with my alcohol markers. So I think they turned out beautifully. Oh, and then on this one, again, I did the leftover frame and stamping that on the inside. So let me know in the comments below, which card do you like better? The snowman card or the Christmas tree card? We appreciate your support and the support of the many companies we design for, some of whom have donated prizes for us to give away. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribed to my YouTube channel or followed me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.